Spencer. Back to the short side, Owen. Michael Rhodes coming piling in. Harrison for Bateman. He's had a promising start to this game. Greg Bateman, he's popping up in all kinds of places. So too Youngs, approaching the 22 once more. Long-range drop goal effort from Joe Ford. He struck it pretty well, but it's wide.
Just pulled it off to the left, didn't he? Leicester running out of ideas a little bit there, going side to side, not really going anywhere against a very big Saracens defence. Much better going to a wrap pattern. Get the big Saracens pack going to the far side constantly, and then set your whole back line up so you can come back against them.
Some of that, both sides defending very well, but Saracens probably with their forward carries just making the odd yard more in the drive from those big forwards. Bateman the exception for Leicester. He's being able to find some metres. You won't want to see him injured.
Thumped forwards from the restart. Goodness, what distance and what accuracy from there. Terrific work from Alex Good.
Poor defensively, though, isn't it? You don't want to be allowing that to go into touch.
We got how many?
He's just picked out the space beautifully, isn't he? As he tends to do. So effective at the back. Assured with the boot. And creating an awful lot for others by hand as well.
Stop.
Harrison.
5. Thank you now.
Berger. For Good. Good is Skip. And trying to bring Lewington into the equation. Now a bit of space for Tompkins to run into. He's got O'Connor and Eastman onto him.
No!
Not an awful lot in the way of support. Berger.
He's pinned him in. One's pinned him.
Good at first receiver. Whipped away by Lozowski. Lewington popping up off the left wing. Gathered in nicely by George Worth, who's flattened in the tackle.
Leicester have got a freebie here, which is why they're going to a crossfield kick. With a high tackle.
Very high. Tompkins knocks it back. Good is covering. And we go all the way back.
11.
Is that the Lewington challenge?
Yeah. Just done by...
High.
Yes.
The seatbelt, nothing else, is it? It's not any call for a card, just over the top.
Just fine.
Alex Lewington, who actually came through the Leicester Academy back in the day. Nottingham born. And arrived at Sarries via London Irish, of course. He's been prolific this season, 8 tries in 10 games in all. Looking to nail down that wing spot in a busy old position with the likes of Maitland, Strettle. A few of them are away, absent for various different reasons at the moment.
Highlighting the playmaker balance there, Ali. 72% off 9, and a lot of that is in the red zone. As I said, got to mix it up a little bit. That pick and go number, particularly in the red zone, needs to be a lot higher. Just makes it a lot more difficult for the defences, particularly when you get within 6-7 metres of the line, because the defence can't put their hands on the floor around the ruck, and you make easier yards.
Nice, tidy, unfussy line out from the Tigers. Ball spilt, but happily heading towards their own try line. This is O'Connor. Ford, Eastman, Worth, well tackled by Lewington. Calamophony, tireless on the carry.
Another big double shot, though, isn't it, from the Saracens' defence? Quick ball, Leicester, from Sam Harrison. He's a bit quicker at the base to get the ball away than Ben Youngs.
Nice pick up. And on they go. 8th phase of possession.
He's dragged him there.
Back to that short side and forward. That's come off a Saracens boot, I think. It's ended up with Spencer, and he's got some wheels. He's got a long way to go, but he'll reach all the way to the try line. Spencer for Saracens, and Leicester stunned, having had the bulk of this opening 25 minutes.
Just a loose kick from Joe Ford. It gets a boot on it as he tries to dab the little grubber through. Bobbles up, Ford can't regather, and Spencer's there with all the Leicester players chasing on, all got forward momentum. Bobbles there, and then as soon as Tom Youngs is blocked legally, no one else is at home, and Spencer, we know, has the gas to get there.
He's certainly got the wheels, but it's 5 on 3 on the blind side in terms of attack, and yet they go to a play where it sort of states that they're undernumbered. And a kick like that, everyone is always going to overrun it, particularly if it's blocked. It's just another example, really, and I hate saying it, of a lack of invention in Leicester's attacking play. And that's the result.
Looking to convert his own score. He's a very fine goal kicker, as well as being an extremely exciting prospect at scrum half. Been promising and threatening for a long time, but the speed off the mark here is startling.
I've got to say, it's good play from Mellons, isn't it? He doesn't just throw a foot out and hope. He's putting his foot deliberately in the right area to block that. Obviously seen Maro Itoje doing something similar, but he creates a try.
Tompkins. There's another growing in experience and maturity with every game. Holding down that 13 shirt. Marcelo Bosch has been unavailable for much of the season. And the prolific Spencer poised again. Brilliant last week against Faf de Klerk. Oh my goodness me.
He's knocked himself out.
George Worth has come flying through.
He's just winded. Could well just be winded, but he's moving around okay.
He hit that like a steam train, didn't he?
Note to self, don't run into Dan Cole at full tilt.
I know it'll be a scrum, it'll be accidental offside.
Oh dear.
It'll be your scrum. Okay. No, it'll be accidental offside. He's going, I know, but he's still prevented a tackle.
Yeah, he's taken Cole's shoulder to the head, isn't he? Friendly fire.
I know.
Not so friendly after all. He's going to need a head injury assessment for that.
The referee, the argument from the Leicester players is the referee saying he's going to start it with a scrum for accidental offside. And the reason Leicester don't like it is because obviously Dan Cole made the tackle, but Barrington was behind, so theoretically the referee's right by the letter of the law. If Cole hadn't made the tackle, Barrington would. So Saracens will have to put in.
George Worth, who originally was named on the bench today. Jordan Oluwafela's late withdrawal, meaning that he slotted in at 15. Holmes went to the wing, and Matt Smith, the man we saw just a moment or two ago, was brought onto the bench. Oz.
I just think they're putting a lot of pressure on a young fullback. When you know you're set up for a kick in this position, you know the kick's coming. So Harrison doesn't need to be stood there. He's completely useless. Needs to get back a good 10, 15 metres. Same for Thompson on the wing. He knows the ball's not coming to the blind side. Get back there. Worth, to his credit, has run 30 metres to catch that ball, and he shouldn't have to. Should be other players whose responsibility it is. Did incredibly well to catch it in the first place from where he started.
Dan Cole just debating whether that counts as a completed tackle on his stats.
Some sort of Owen Farrell style, wasn't it? Anyway, Friday next week, we're into round 9 of the Gallagher Premiership, and we're starting at the Stoop for Harlequins against Exeter. Exeter just above Sarries in the table at the moment on account of their win yesterday against Gloucester at home. Saracens Wasses are offering on Saturday afternoon, 2:30, BT Sport 2 and 4K UHD, and we finish up at the Rec. Bath Sale next Sunday, 2:30, BT Sport 2. So Worth back to his feet. But Matt Smith onto the pitch in his place. And a head injury assessment required. And a bit of a juggle once again in the Leicester back division as a consequence. So Smith will go to the wing and Holmes will revert to fullback now. Still no Talusa Vayanu, of course, at the moment for the Tigers.
There's a lot of gate there.
And we're learning that, that George Worth will not reappear on account of the concussion he's just suffered. So Smith is on for keeps.
Potential concussion.
Potential concussion.
Quick to make the diagnosis.
Fair play.
Coach! Fine!
Disappointing end to only his 11th Premiership outing. Spencer with the feed. Saracens in control of the scrum. Lewington heading to the short side. In the meantime, Malins is making a lovely break over the 10-metre line. He's got support. He might not need it. Malins still going, still on his feet somehow. Huge pass. That is sensational. Lewington scores. Malins the creator. Magic.
Wow, take a bow, Malins. That is sensational. The control and the temperament, once he changed back direction, almost looked like he'd run himself into a bit of trouble. He just bought time for Lewington to accelerate, get into the right position,
it's an incredible break, isn't it?
Pass.
Gets on the outside of Eastman. As he gets to this point now, Lozowski's scoring in the right-hand corner. No, that's too easy. Going to beat 3 more players and throw a 45-metre pass. And he puts it right on the money. Maybe he's a roommate of Lewington. Maybe there's something he's got against Lozowski, but he certainly went the wrong way and then rescued it. Fantastic piece of skill.
That was extraordinary. I mean, that was the moment I really thought he was done for, because his balance was all over the place, but somehow stayed upright and was composed enough to deliver that pass to Alex Lewington, who is enjoying his time in the Sarri shirt. 9 in 11 games now. Two more added. Saracens just beginning to flex their muscles.
It's just the danger, isn't it? Away from home, Saracens, they have players that can change things. Malin's certainly doing that. Spencer with his pace. Leicester have had large swathes of this game on top. And yet they find themselves 14-3 down on the scoreboard. The only stat that matters.
Owen Farrell missing, no problem.
There goes 60% possession for Leicester. When they've been in the red zone, they haven't taken their opportunity. Saracens have created 2 scores from outside the red zone.
And now Berger's got the ball from the kick, and Tolafua's contemplating an option. This is Judge. A lot of absentees at tight head. Koch with South Africa, Figalo injured, Lamasateli with the US at the moment. Nice handling here from Good to Lozowski, who's going around the outside, and once more Leicester are being carved here, carved to ribbons. Lozowski sliding and scoring, and the Tigers will have so many question marks about their defence there.
That, to me, just looks totally like a confidence thing from Leicester. If you watch how slow the defensive line comes up, no one goes forward. They're hesitant because they're panicking. As a result, Owen then steps in on the outside. When no one's gone up, the last thing you want to do is step in, because everyone's backtracking anyway. You just shepherd them towards the touchline. But because no one went up, no one's quite sure what sort of defensive pattern they're using. Owen gets done on the outside. A fend from Lozowski. It's a great finish from Lozowski, but it was made easy for him, a lot easier than it should have done by the Leicester defence.
Well, Eddie Jones doesn't want him as a centre or a 12 or a 10. Maybe you should look at him on the wing. That was sensational. Incredible finish by him. Yes, the defence on the outside by Owen was woeful, but it took one hell of a finish with an international speed to chasing him, and he still run away. Fantastic try. As he gets to the outside here, that's very, very weak from Owen. a couple of weeks on the trot now. You just think, right, Jonah Holmes is going to turn the burners on and catch him. He couldn't, because Lozowski is quick. Brilliant try.
Couple of screamers from Saracens. Hooked at half-time, of course, by Eddie Jones against the Japanese. Started the game at 12. Here showing a very clean pair of heels on the wing. And Saracens firmly in charge now, 32.5 minutes in. Those two disallowed tries seem like an awfully long time ago.
Use it now, please. I'll tell him.
Calmly taken by Holmes.
Push.
Calamafone. Tigers need some kind of response before the break, you feel. Otherwise, confidence will just drain away, and the ball has been dislodged from the grasp of Bateman. And here goes Skelton, skittling players in front of him. Good. Skipping past Harrison, spotting some space in behind. Owen is there. Nothing he can do.
You just see the effect that those tries have had on Saracens' confidence, how willing to throw little speculative passes, knowing they've got that cushion now. A little bit like England in the second half when they got that try and they played a little bit looser. As a result, they've got an opportunity to attack on the counter-attack. Skelton, huge carry.
And Bateman's knock on, delivering some 40 metres gained by the opposition. Young's under pressure here at line-out time. Playing nicely by Williams.
No! Leave it!
Line-out has been functioning nicely. 6 from 6, is that 7 from 7 now for Leicester? And safely away by Harrison.
Let's go.
First Premiership start of the season for Sam Harrison. Long-time servant of the club, made his debut 9 years ago.